Are we ever really in control? Can we ever truly claim that our exerted will really has an effect on anything? We can try to shift the burden of who we are, but that doesn't mean it will have any real effect. You just end up with a shroud of your self-delusion clutched between your hands in a desperate ploy to avoid the truth you know would be before your eyes if you just looked in the damn mirror. Where we grew up, what our parents did, what kind of people they were, sort of love we received. I can't control how I feel. Can you? No, you can kid yourselves that we can. But if I told you all now to think of a donkey, I'm pretty sure the majority of you would think of a donkey, and the rest of you would think of an ass from your workplace. You can't control what you think. And what you think dictates what you feel. So, really, we're all at the mercy of each other, our minds lying in wait for the next arrow of life to spring at us from someone else's mouth. We really are just sacks of flesh wandering around, waiting in ignorance for the next trigger, that renewal of guilt or envy or bitterness, that one thought just waiting to wrench your intestines up into your throat. I'm in love with a girl. I am. And I can't do anything about it. Why? You think it isn't significant in the long run where you lived as a child? You think you don't care what your parents did? You don't care because it didn't matter for you. You want to know where I grew up? Who my parents were? You might say that it doesn't, that it shouldn't matter. But you know what? No, it should. It does. It's who you are on a fundamental level. I'm in love with a girl, and her father is the richest man I have ever met. He's the richest man I have ever seen. My eyes grow to fill my face when I look at him. They must remind him of the sovereigns he has piled high in his vault. Wonder if Charon would let me off for having 2 coins for eyes instead of one waiting to choke me beneath my tongue. Her father's like a creature from a fantasy. He's a dragon, presiding over a shining city of wealth, withholding love from his daughter and his daughter from love. If I were him, I wouldn't have any paper money. I would have it all in gold pieces. I would run my hands through those flints of metal every night and watch as they scattered from my fingers like starlight. See this? It's £5. It looks scrappy. Well, it's a scrap parading as money. But imagine if it was a diamond. Now, I know, it would be a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. But just imagine. You hear these stories of women wanting enormous diamonds on their fingers, but to be honest with you, it sounds kind of heavy. You imagine lugging that thing around? Now, I think I would want a shining fraction of a diamond. A splinter of starlight. Just a splinter. That's all I would want. All I could want. Her father was the richest man I've ever seen. Today, I was put in front of the Duke. Her father put me in front of the Duke. And they looked at me. And they didn't have coins in their eyes like I did. Her father put me in front of the Duke, but I'm not the only man he's brought. No, Demetrius. Demetrius. The Duke looks at me, and he looks at Demetrius, and I have coins in my eyes, but Demetrius has gold shot through his veins. He's bred from a family plated with gold. And I know that her father wants her to marry money, not me. Her father states this outright. He doesn't pretend for my sake. Why should I matter to someone who sleeps in a cave of treasure? Except for the fact that I matter to her. I said I loved her, but honestly, this is the way it would go, isn't it? It's not a surprise to any of you that my heart beats like shots from a rifle when she's near. Now, I'm the guy who gets sent to war and survives on the front lines for the sake of coming home to his girl, only to find out she's been cheating on him while his best friend bled out at the Somme. I'm the one who falls for the princess in a tower, the poor little working lad who doesn't stand a chance. But that's not the way it went. I love her like my soul would tear trenches in my heart if she was ripped from this earth, but never in my life did I think that she might feel something for me. But she did.
We both claim to love her, but think of the bigger picture, sir. Is the choice not clear?
What do you know of love? How can you claim to know anything of your heart if you cast aside Helena so cruelly?
It won't matter what you think in the end.
No, that can't be true. It has to matter. It has to matter what he thinks, what I think, what we feel.
He's right. It doesn't matter in the end. We don't get to choose. She can't choose me over her father. Who could surrender it all for a splinter of starlight when they already live in a house of gold? Oh, Hermia, just tell me, please. I can't stand it.
I am to marry Demetrius.
Okay, that's, we'll just have to, I don't know, okay, we'll just...
So I'm going to run away.
Wait, you're going to run away? Where are you going to go?
Somewhere no one knows me. Does it matter?
But how will I reach you if I don't know where you are?
You idiot. You think I'm going alone?
Wait, you're running away with Demetrius?
Lysander. I'm going to run away with the man I love.
And that is...
You! Although I'm less certain of taking you with me now if it took you this long to realise that.
You want to run away with me? You want to run away with me? She wants to run away with me.
I'm so glad we're on the same page.
So, when do we leave?
Tonight?
What, tonight?
I don't trust my father as far as I can throw him.
Which isn't far.
No.
We're really doing this.
But we cannot tell anyone, okay?
Of course not. I'll go get ready.
Helena!
Hermia, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Is there nothing to be done?
What can I do? My father wants me to marry Demetrius. Therefore, I will marry Demetrius.
But it doesn't have to be like that.
What would you have me do?
Well, you can't stand up to your father. You've tried as much as can be expected and it hasn't worked. He still couldn't care less about what you think. But there must be something. Has Lysander talked to your father?
My father has taken a particular disliking to Lysander.
I'm so sorry, Hermia. I wish there was something I could do. I suppose if two people love each other and there is an obstacle in their way, they are justified in removing the obstacle?
I am not murdering my father.
No, I simply meant you might run away.
Helena, that's not a terrible idea.
And then, Demetrius would be alone.
I am sorry for how he's treated you. He doesn't deserve you. Even if he was falling on his knees at your feet, you should not take him back.
My mind agrees with you, but my heart is already far out on the horizon chasing his attention. You can't help how I feel.
I know, Helena. Trust me, I know.
So, you're going to run away? With Lysander?
Yes, I think so. We'll leave tonight.
Tonight?
Yes.
I'll miss you. I really will. More than you can possibly know.
Me too.
Demetrius.
Oh, God. Helena, I didn't see you.
No, you didn't.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
I heard about Hermia.
Oh,
Yes.
it was her father's decision.
So I heard. She won't marry you.
It turns out that isn't really up to her.
Just because she has to doesn't mean she will.
What?
What makes you think she'll go along with it?
Oh, she'll lose her inheritance if she doesn't.
Oh, because that's all that love is about. Of course, many apologies. I had completely forgotten. Do forgive me.
Helena.
Just because your heart is caged in steel doesn't mean that Hermia's has faltered in its steady beat for the one she loves.
Helena?
What, Demetrius? What could you possibly have to say to me? Well, I hope you're happy with your choices, because Hermia won't be marrying you.
And how exactly are you going to stop her?
Oh, I don't have to do anything. No. She's running away tonight. With Lysander. You drove her away, despite your money, and your family, and your disgusting arrogance.
She's running away.
She is. Demetrius! Demetrius, no, stop! Demetrius!
Hermia, I think we're lost.
We are not lost.
I'm pretty sure we're lost.
We're not lost, we're just in a different place than we ought to be.
Hermia, that's called being lost.
All right, do you want to lead us through the dark forest? Because if you have any ideas, I am all ears.
Why don't we just rest here for a bit?
Okay.
Are you going to sleep over there?
I really don't care where I sleep now that I'm sitting down. You're going to sleep over there?
Well, you know, I just thought you'd be more comfortable over there.
Right.
Not that I meant. I mean, I only meant that. Maybe until we're, you know.
I agree.
You do. Sure. That makes sense. I didn't mean.
I know, Lysander.
Good. I just let me say this, and then you can go to sleep. I promise. But I just thought that because with everything that's happened today, I thought you might want a bit of space. I thought between your father and Demetrius, you might feel a bit intruded upon, and I didn't want to make you feel more intruded upon. I guess it was stupid of me. I mean, it obviously came across as stupid, so I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just, this needs to go right, you know?
I know.
Are we ever really in control? I can't control how I feel. I'm in love with a girl.
We're all at the mercy of each other.
I can't do anything about it.
Why?
That's all I would want.
They looked at me.
All I could.
Are we ever really in control?
They didn't have coins in their eyes like I did.
My heart beats so loud in my ears.
I can't control how I feel.
Why?
I'm in love with a girl.
Are we ever really in control?
Demetrius. Demetrius, please.
You're not going to stop me, Helena.
Would you just listen to me?
Why should I? Why should I listen to you? Was what you told me untrue?
No, I mean...
Do you have any more useful information for me?
No,
Then
but...
kindly shut up until we're out of this godforsaken forest.
What are you going to do with them when you find them?
I'm going to make them come back to the city.
How exactly?
What?
How are you going to make two grown adults go back to the city to live out a miserable existence?
Oh, you think I'm miserable?
Yes, but that's not the point.
When I find them, and I will find them, I will put forth a very decent argument that they both need money, which I assume neither of them have, because they have less than 2 brain cells to rub together between them. Then I will offer to allow Hermia to continue to see Lysander once we are married.
You're going to what?
I see no reason to. How did you put it? Force everyone into a miserable existence when it need only be me.
What are you on about? Why would you do that?
Because, Helena, I'm miserable, and apparently I'm intent on seeing out the reign of that particular emotion over my body until the day I die.
But why don't you just refuse to marry Hermia? Then her father would let her marry Lysander.
Do you really think that would work? Do you really think that if I waltzed up to her father and proclaimed myself incapable of marrying his beloved daughter, it would actually help matters for any of us? He would just find some other rich, miserable bastard to pretend to want his daughter's heart.
But
There is no point. There is absolutely no point in fighting this.
So instead you're going to fight for it. You couldn't just be neutral, let them go, leave this place and be happy.
Think for a moment. Where are they going? What provisions do they have with them? How will they support themselves? What is their plan to stay alive in any capacity? Now come on. I want to find them before my arse freezes off.
Is that the only choice we have?
What?
Must we choose between a moment of happiness or a lifetime of misery?
You know as well as I do.
No, I refuse to believe that is all we have on offer. I refuse.
We have to keep moving. You don't want me to leave you alone out here, do you?
Helena!
Oh, Lysander, I don't recognise your voice. Where is Hermia?
Hermia? Why would she be on my mind when Helena is before me in the flesh?
What?
My bones ache to lay themselves to rest by your side.
Let me go find Hermia.
No! Do not speak her name.
Why not?
You think I would tear myself apart for Hermia?
Lysander, please, think.
How can you expect me to use my mind when my heart beats so loud in my ears?
This is a joke.
No.
You mock me.
No. Helena.
Have you and Hermia not made enough trouble coming out here without thinking it through for more than 2 seconds? You think it is a beautiful thing to mock me for my lack of fortune. Well, my heart beats too, and it's louder than either of yours. I can promise you that. The drum is broken. It can only clang against the metal of my ribs, but I do not follow. I do not listen to its siren's call, because I know I can never have what I want. How's that for justice, Lysander? How's that for an answer to your mockery?
No. Helena!
Is this love? My stomach is hooked. Not really her decision. Tell me.
There is no point.
My chest is hollow.
No point in fighting this.
Oh, but you did.
What I feel
is real.
There is no point.
Tell me. Is this my chest
love?
is hollow.
Is this love?
Lysander? Lysander? He left. He left me here. Asleep. He just left me here. He left me here alone, asleep in the middle of the woods. Why? What did I do? I knew something strange was going on. All those words about giving me space. I don't know why I was so stupid. It felt so real. Being here, not having to fight to be together, not having to carve out a wound in the world to shelter in for just one moment alone. We huddled together, turned away from the world's flesh, but the blood sank in beneath my skin when I wasn't looking. And I don't think it's my blood that flows through my veins anymore. Every thought anyone has ever had about me is etched into my muscles. And it stings when I try to run. It felt like we were the only two people to have ever been in love when we had to fight to prove it. But here, without anyone else to tell us how we ought to be, it feels like everything I've ever been told about love holds some weight in my decisions. Like every love story ever told is piled high in a chasm between us. And before I was using them as stepping stones to bridge the gap. But now that I've reached the other side of the chasm, I don't have to concentrate on staying balanced on the stones. I kept my gaze fixed on Lysander so I didn't look down, but now I can't stop looking back at the chasm. And I don't know how to be in love when I'm not fighting for it to stay alive. He wouldn't leave me. Did something happen to him? What happened to him? Maybe he got scared. Maybe my father got to him. Maybe my father got to him and he'll come back with men and my father and... No. He wouldn't. He loves you. He is running away with you. He is defying your father for you. I am making him leave everything to be with me. Would Icarus still have flown so close to the sun if he hadn't been so blinded by his own desire? Would he risk the melting of his waxen wings for the sake of a moment's freedom? Am I the sun? Or am I Icarus? Wasting a few precious seconds of life on something that will burn me in the end? There must be a reason. He must be cold. He must be nearby. I'll just go a little way into the trees. I'll just go a little way.
Lysander, please leave me alone.
How can I leave you? Here, in the middle of the woods.
I'll be fine.
It's dark, Helena. You do not want me to leave you alone in a dark forest.
What do you mean?
You do not want me to leave you alone in these woods in the dark. Do you?
Helena.
Demetrius, thank God.
Demetrius!
Helena.
Demetrius?
Helena, why are you with him?
Oh, him?
He keeps following me. He thinks it's funny. I don't know what to...
I can see what keeps him close.
What?
who could keep away from Helena.
Stay away from her, Demetrius.
Come on, Helena. You don't want him. You've always loved me. You know it. I know it. Even he knows it.
Demetrius, stop it. Why are you doing this?
Well, why would she love you when all you've done is turn her away from you?
What would you know of it?
I know that I deserve Helena more than you do.
Stop it.
In what universe are you more deserving than me? In what iteration of this world are you worth any more than the dirt under my feet?
Demetrius!
Yes, Helena. Reach down his throat and let him choke on his love.
Lysander!
Heart is bursting out of its cage. You will suffocate on it before you so much as touch her.
Stop.
Helena, I can give you what you want.
No.
I can give you what you need.
No! They mock me. They come here and they mock me. They come here with their cruel words and their arrogance, and they finally let their hatred spill from their guts. Well, let them say what they will. Why would their words hurt any more for being said instead of left unspoken as before? Just because you not speak your mind doesn't mean that others won't hear it anyway. No. Their words can't hurt me. But what might they do? What might they do that I can't stop? I'm alone. No one will help me. No one will care. No one will see them any different. Please don't let me be alone. Where is Hermia? Oh, God, where is she? What has he done with her? Did he lead her out here to... What can I do? Will they let me go? This is my fault. Hermia told me in confidence, and I told him because I was desperate for one shred of the man I used to know. He used to love me. Did you know that? He used to love me as Lysander does Hermia. As Lysander did Hermia. As I thought Lysander did Hermia. I told him, and he went after them, and I followed him. And now I am at their mercy. What did I think was going to happen when I told Demetrius where they were going? Why did I think Hermia would be safe with Lysander? I am so sick of being an emotional dish rag waiting to be wrung out whenever someone needs to scratch out their grief on someone else's heart. Sometimes I feel like my heart lives in my throat. It squeezes itself to a pulp to fit. It writhes in agony every time I try to swallow past it. My blood rises up like bile, dripping from my every word. Everyone else drinks it up so they don't have to taste their own. And you know something awful? Something that rips my throat clean open. I still love him. I still love him. How? How do I still feel this acid in my chest when he's near? It eats at me. This horrible want, it will destroy me. And I'll let it. Please, leave me be.
Lysander! Lysander, what happened? Why did you leave me alone? Helena? Demetrius, why are you all here?
Hermia, thank God you're safe.
Why wouldn't I be? What are you doing here?
I told Demetrius what you and Lysander were planning, and...
You what?
I didn't mean to. I didn't think he would chase after you.
What exactly did you think was going to happen?
But don't talk to her like that.
What?
I said, don't talk to her like that.
What is going on?
He thinks it's funny, just ignore him.
Helena, tell me what is going on.
I want Helena.
What?
Oh, come on, Hermia.
Lysander.
But do you really think we were possible? Look at me. Look at me, Hermia. Helena's heart matches mine.
Don't listen to him. He doesn't have space in his chest for the love that Helena deserves.
Helena?
I told you, Hermia, just ignore them.
Helena, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. They both just started following me through the woods. They wouldn't leave me alone.
I saw her first.
I was with her in the first place, Lysander. You have no argument.
What if my argument was mainly composed of my fists in your face? Would you think I have an argument then?
You are a fool.
A fool enough to think I could beat you half to death.
You think you could hurt me? You think I wouldn't peel the skin back from your thin chest and tear your heart from its cage? That I would refrain from cracking your brittle ribs under my boot? I would bite into your heart, and I would enjoy it.
I'd like to see you try.
What is wrong with them?
I don't know.
Is this it? Is this your revenge?
What are you talking about?
I know it's hard for you. I do. But it's not my fault.
Hermia, what are you talking about?
It's not my fault that I was born into money. And it's not my fault now that I'm in love with a man who loves me.
Hermia. You really think I care? You really think I care how many pennies you have in your pocket? You can cry your tears of gold in your ivory tower. Let them build in your throat. Let them choke you for all I care. I wish I could break every bone in my body, crumble them to dust so I could live in these trees instead of stand here, frightened for my life. And you think I wanted this to happen? That I dragged these men to the middle of the woods to teach you a lesson? You think I'm not just as scared as you are?
Are we ever really in control?
Is this love?
It stings when I try to run.
Please, don't let me be alone.
We're all at the mercy of each other.
There is no point.
What happened to him?
This is my
They
fault.
looked at me.
No point in fighting this.
They
I
mock
can't
me.
control how I feel.
Tell me.
No,
What did I do?
their words can't hurt me.
They didn't have coins in their eyes like I did.
My chest is hollow.
Why?
I'm alone.
I can't do anything about it.
Oh, but you did.
He used to love me.
My heart beats so loud in my ears.
What I feel is real.
Why?
No one will care.
What happened to him?
Please, don't let me be alone.
Are we ever really in control?
Is this love? Tell me.
Is this love? Is this that elusive feeling that drives mankind mad, that brought down Troy and drove Aegeus off his cliff? My heart gallops ahead of me. My stomach is hooked and I am drawn to her by the yank in my throat. Tell me, is this love? I don't understand. I feel as though a fever is ravaging my very bones. Surely this is not what Psyche felt for Cupid, what Dido gave her life for in Carthage. Did Hades watch Persephone pluck that pomegranate from the tree, sink her teeth into that fruit and suck out each seed? Or did he place the fruit in her hand? And what of those heroes who tore themselves apart for love? I always thought that when I finally felt it, love would act as a fuel. piling high my resolve, forcing my limbs to act. But there is nothing in me. My chest is hollow. We have fought impossible battles. We fight to stay alive every day. How is it that it is love that fells us in our final moments? Maybe this is not love. Maybe this is its absence. Have I become incapable of real feeling? Maybe my feverish bones are aching for love so desperately that my mind has conjured a desire for the easiest target. No. What I feel is real. How dare you tell me that it isn't? How dare you even suggest that I would falsify my affections? Oh, but you did, Demetrius. You chased Hermia, though you felt nothing compared to that great oaf, whose eyes shone like pennies when he looked at her. So how can you say that these feelings are real? Who's to say that you know anything of your own mind, your own body, your own heart? Hermia's mind is too great to fall for you. It's Lysander's body she wants lying next to her at night. And besides, you want Helena's heart. My heart wants Helena. I want Helena. Is this love?